What's happening Facebook, what's happening Temple of Africanism. This is going to be a real brief video. I had mentioned on one of them in regards to table ratings. Table ratings are when you see the commercial that tells you that a healthy man got a $1 million policy for $14 a month. There's a lot of things that go into that. So, right here, a few things go into that. Number one, obviously it's going to be a term because it's leveraging the least amount of dollars spent for the most amount of dollars of insurance protection. That's always going to be a term. If you want to spend the least dollars and get the most protection, you're going to get a term. There's a lot more that goes into that, but that's the benefit of having a term policy versus a permanent policy. Each situation is different and subjective, so you either need to sit and have that consultation with an agent or your agent or myself and have a full consultation to find out specifically what's good for you. So again, I just use myself because it's very easy, but what I want to show you is the differences in prices and types of policies. So I'm just doing Prudential because it has big numbers. As you saw from the last video, when I did the $1 million term, it was like $5,500 a year versus I just ran one for, I actually have a new company now I can write for AXA Equitable. That one was $1,700 a year for a $1 million term. The Bright House Financial MetLife was like $1,600 a year. And somebody asked, well, what are some of the things that could make a policy that's for all intents and purposes the same thing vary so much in price? Like I said, there's a lot of different factors that go into it. Some companies accept certain things. Some companies are a little more financially robust, so they may accept larger amounts. For example, if you go to John Hancock, for example, for a life insurance policy, they don't start. Their minimum that you can get is $750,000. So if you're getting anything less than $750,000, you can't go to John Hancock. I had someone ask a question, what's the most amount of insurance life insurance you can get put on someone? And that's subjective as well. Really depends on their financial situation, their assets. There are some policies where the least amount you can get is $25,000. The most amount you can get is $250,000. Certain term policies, certain companies. For example, Aflac, another company I do business with, the most life insurance you can get from Aflac is $250,000. However, when you're looking at a company like John Hancock or Lincoln Financial Group or Edward James, where they start at $750,000, then their maximum is going to be a lot higher. You're looking at tens of millions. So again, we're looking here at the term essential. I'm not going to go through the elite. Each type of policy is a little different. We're just going to go with the essential. The essential is going to be the smaller amounts of terms. You're usually going to have a smaller face amount, and you're going to have less tax sheltering, which is why someone would go into a policy like this. So you're going to take a look here. You see that there are classes. So each class is going to be a different price. We're going to start with preferred best. Okay, this means that my health is the health of Superman, and I have never had a paper cut, which obviously isn't true. This is also going to be a $1 million policy for a 10-year term. I'm going to try and stop saying so much as well. So this is a $1 million 10-year term. Let's calculate it, just so you can see the differences in when your health, and this is why insurance agents are asking about things like your health, and when your parents died, if they died before the age of 65, if they had health issues, what have you. So this $1 million term policy is $562 a year. Now, last time I illustrated the same policy, it was a 30-year term as opposed to a 10-year term, and it was 10 times as expensive per year. Reasons why. This one, is only for 10 years. So as I am going to show you, whenever you're looking at a term policy, where is the illustration? Here we go. So you're looking at this term policy. Now, in 10 years, on this 10-year term, you would be paying what you paid for 1 year of the $1 million term for 30 years of term. This is a 10-year term, and this is for Superman. So if you don't have the health of Superman, you're not going to get rated at this rate. But this is what an advertiser will do to draw you in and think, I only have to spend less than $600 a year on a term policy. If you'll notice, year 11, you're spending $7,092 a year if you continue the policy. Now let's go back. Okay, same policy. We're going to do the same policy. We're going to, instead of preferred best, I'm going to go to smoker. All right, let's go to a smoker. Okay, same policy. I'm going to calculate it. What happened here? Same policy from best health class to now worst health class, which is just standard or non-standard smoker, substandard smoker. So remember, it was $560 some odd a year for that 10-year term, $1 million policy. The only thing I changed was the fact that I rated this person as Superman's health to a regular healthy smoker. And if you look, the price jumped. So now, in that first 10 years, you're going to pay $19,583 versus $5,600 for that same 10-year, $1 million term. So when you ask an insurance agent face value, well, I'm a 30-year-old and I like $1 million policy. How much does it cost? How much does it cost on average? There's no way in Sam Hill that person can tell you, because on average, I don't know if you smoke, I don't know if your health is like Superman, I don't know so many different things, I can't tell you, because people are going to hold your feet to the flames if I were to tell you, yeah, 10-year term $1 million policy is $100 a month, and then you come to me and you tell me your situation, and now it's $200 a month. You're not going to get that policy because you're going to say, Alonzo, you told me it was $100 a month. I want to stick with $100 a month. I don't want to hear anything else. I don't care about anything else. My mind is set on $100 a month. And that's not your situation. So we're going to change it one more time. Okay? Now we're going to go from a 10-year term to a 20-year term. Okay, and we're going to go again to preferred best, so you can see. We're going to calculate. Oh, I fudged something. What's going on here? I guess the print. Fix all it. Alright, calculate. This video ended up being a lot longer than I intended on. I do apologize for that. I'm trying to keep them 10 minutes or less, just because that's the age of technology we live in. If we can get things done in 10 minutes or less, it's awesome. So 20-year term policy, $898 a year. Now again, this is super preferred, premium, ultra Superman health. You've never had a paper cut, never been to the doctor for as much as a sneeze or anything. Again, this is with Prudential. So as you'll see here, $898 a month. At the end of 10 years, you're spending $89.78. And then through year 20, whereas with the first one, the 10 years, it increased drastically. If you'll see here, it goes through 20 years, $898, and then after that, you've spent $1,797 or $18,000. You're still going to get $1 million. And then year 21, all of what you spent over the last 20 years is spent in 1 year. So now, we're going to flip this one more time. because I want to show you the difference between table ratings. So we went from best, preferred best, to worst, which is smoker. This is not preferred smoker, this is just smoker. This is what I am. So this is me, literally, what I get rated as a smoker, which being a smoker makes your insurance 3 times more expensive. That's even if you're doing things like property and casualty insurance. So let's say you want to go get a car insurance or a homeowner's insurance or a surety bond or anything like that. Small stuff like that factors in. So you'll see here, this one is $29.66. What was it? Less than $1,000 a year. Now it's almost $3,000 a year. For the same policy, same person. The only thing I did was change them from Superman's health to what my real health is. And then you can go even further by getting table rated. So again, you see the first 10 years, you've paid $29,664. Second 10 years, about $60,000. You're still going to get $1 million. But then, soon as you go into year 21, you're spending $31,000 per year. Okay, so these are the differences in term policies, in all policies, not just term. I do term because it's really easy to calculate, and there's not a large difference of things such as cash value accumulation, asset allocation, and other concepts that we haven't crossed as of yet. I do term policies because, like I said, they're the easiest way to leverage dollars, and you're looking at the years of convertibility. So if I decide, okay, I've had this policy for 5 years, I want to take $100,000 from this term and make it a $900,000 and give me $100,000 worth of whole life, I can do so. So now you can see the difference between, I'm not going to do the 30-year term because, well, I could do the 30-year term, but as you see, the difference changes each time that you, pardon me, I got a little frog in my throat. Each time that you change the health class, it changes. So this is a term 30. The difference is the cheapest price you're going to have is when you have the shortest term. So the cheapest price is a 10-year term, but then after that 10th year, if you haven't died in that 10 years, your premiums become ridiculous. If you're someone who is in their 30s and hasn't had life insurance before, or do have life insurance but don't have quite as much as you feel you should, or you've calculated you should, if you've gone to lifehappens.org and checked it out and calculated on your own without the assistance of any agent who has their commission in interest at hand, and you have your own best interest, you've gone to lifehappens.org and calculated your own life insurance, there you go. When you sit with that agent, you can tell them I want X, Y, and Z. They're going to ask you how you came up with that number. You're going to say that I went to lifehappens.org, did a financial calculator, boom, boom, boom. They're going to do one with you, but there you go. So let's take a look at the 30-year term. I'm going to calculate it starting from a smoker. And if you'll see here, the phone is vibrating. Yeah, I'm getting a text message. Alright, cool. Friday it is. So as you see here, $52.13 for the smoker. Really expensive. Anyway, you guys get the point. With that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this short video short. You guys get the idea of the difference of why it's very important to speak to your agent or representative about your health, and this is why it takes some time. With that being said, Black Lives Matter, one love, I'm out.